Why he fighting this? Why? What is his goal?
Do you understand the words that come out of my mouth?
Welcome back to the Immigrant section. I'm your host, Abbas Wahab, and in the studio today we got Ezra Eshetu. What's up, baby?
Hello.
Thanks for not playing off my energy, bro.
I'm sorry, man. I just got back from a long hospital thing.
Yeah, we did that. I feel like you went into the Matrix for that.
Yeah, it was the Matrix. It was the Blatrix, the Black Matrix.
Tell the thing with the security guard and come a little closer to the mic.
Well, all right. Well, the security guard pretty much, he punked me. It was jail. And I was just standing there, and I was talking to the nurse. And he was walking right at me, stood in front of me, looked down at me. He's like 8 feet tall and went, move. And then, I looked up and I said, I didn't even ask why. I just moved. I knew I was the bitch in that situation.
I was so surprised he didn't go, that's what I thought. Like, what a prick. Who does that? What a flex. He's so bored. He just wants to create an issue.
So weird. It was so weird.
In full uniform.
Oh, yeah. The security guards at the hospitals are on another level of security. There's like hierarchies.
I don't know about security guards at the hospital at all. I'm serious. I don't know at all. Please do tell.
Especially in the ghetto hospitals like Toronto Western.
Yeah.
Right? They got high grade.
That's a shitty hospital?
It's a terrible hospital.
Do you judge it just by like the waiting area chairs or the people?
They don't clean up. They don't have anything. Like everything is all over the place. It's mayhem. It's like World War III. It's Mad Max.
Oh, okay.
Everyone
people are running.
Everyone for themselves.
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
I saw a nun there beat a young child.
She beat a child?
Yes, to take their spot in line. It was crazy.
Wait, did you make that up?
Yes.
Okay. I believe that. It's just on the realm of believability,
It was
I'm
great.
like, they normally hit kids. Yeah, that's right up our alley.
Yeah, nuns can get away with it.
So
They have Christ on there.
you're talking about these hospital security guards. What do you... How? I don't want... Like, I've never had a scenario like that play out where a security guard... Were you looking
punked.
down? Were you looking down?
Was I being...
Were you being
Did I get off
feeble?
these weak vibes?
Yeah. How often does this happen?
I was begging the nurse. You know what? It was I was trying to get my medication, right?
Yeah.
And the doctors messed it up, and there's a giant hole in the system, right? Where for Suboxone medication, where if you can't get a hold of your doctor, you can't get your medication on the weekends. So you got to go to the hospital to dose, right?
Yeah.
And you go to the hospital, and they don't believe you because you're, it's addiction services type stuff.
Yeah.
They don't believe you, and so then they kind of like they punk you. They punk you. They treat you like you're lesser, right? And so you're automatically in this bitch vibe. You're automatically, but please,
when
can
you
I have
told
my
me the
dose,
story,
please?
when you told me the story, I forgot about that power dynamic there.
That whole dynamic's thrown.
You're classified as an
handcuffs.
addict.
Liquid handcuffs, yes.
Liquid
yes.
handcuffs.
That's what they call it. Yeah.
Oh,
It's the whole opiate crisis. Right.
So this just for this is for kind of like reference. This is like methadone.
Yeah,
so when you had a previous addiction to an opiate, to wean off of it, the government subsidizes this kind of
it's like
medication.
a program.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a program to get you off those.
The good stuff.
It's all the same shit.
That good shit.
That good. Right? It's like Kanye West's album, hearing it for the first time. It's just like, what?
Ooh.
It's great. It's another world. But they give you stuff to get off of that stuff, and that's methadone.
Yeah.
And then they created this new stuff called Suboxone, which is a pill that dissolves in your mouth. All right?
This is liquid
It's not
handcuff.
liquid. These are what we call liquid. Methadone's liquid handcuffs. Suboxone's just dissolve in your mouth, so I don't know what kind of name you come up with that, but like, it's the same stuff. It keeps you there, but this is supposedly more watched over, right?
Okay, is it a lesser dose?
It's the same stuff. It's just it's the same stuff but new.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the same stuff, just a new thing. The point is, right? Like, so everybody's on this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And the point is, you end up giving off these weird vibes. So and the lady didn't believe me, so she's trying to give me my dose, right?
Yeah.
So I put her on the phone. I'm just getting straight disrespected because they deal with crackheads every day.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
they-
exactly. So they just assume you're like a functioning crackhead.
Think I look like one. When immediately I walked in there,
Yeah.
I have this issue.
Posture doesn't help in that scenario.
No, I got terrible posture.
Okay.
I got weak shoulders. They fall flat.
Which means you have a poor resolve.
Yeah. Overall,
You're a person of poor conviction.
No dedication whatsoever or motivation.
Sir, you could start slouching again. We'll see right through that act. You sick
There's
fuck.
nothing. It's
You're an animal.
They
There's a broom. They just hit you with. Get back.
They know exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And what I'm about. When I have lied, yeah. You know what? The system, you can either let it fuck you or fuck it, right? You can either take or be taken. It's hunt or hunted.
hunted.
And
I need more
Some-
of those. Like
yeah,
those opposite examples.
put your hand in the bucket or don't shake it at all. I don't know.
Exactly, all those. You just sound so profound, dude. I was listening to Mike Tyson, his like old conference footage, like at press conference afterwards.
When he was
like
fighting?
just the audio, yeah, right before he fought Evander Holyfield. They go, "Are you gonna beat him? Are you gonna beat Evander?" He goes, "Well," they're like, "Oh no." They go, "Predict what round you're gonna take him out in." Mike, what round are you gonna take out Evander Holyfield? And he goes, "I'm not a round predictor. I'm not a round. Let's just say I have an ideology that be destroy or be destroyed, and I intend on destroying." And everyone's like,
intend on destroying.
and everyone, it's such a satisfying answer. I'm like, I need more of those, man.
That's great. I love that.
Kill or be
That's
killed.
knowing that. You got to know that. But you know what? Addicts are creative. See, we're fucked up in one way, right? But let me tell you, man, I'm creative as fuck. I will get my Suboxone at the end of the day.
What do you mean?
You can't stop me. You can't stop me. All right? I'm getting it, right? So it's like,
What's the other avenue to get it?
well, people like to live within the system. But when the system lets you down,
As in this scenario?
yes, what do you do? Now, I've been in so many time and time again, man. I showed up, the doctor is messed up. This system
Like
is
this
based
is how
on
you push someone into relapse. You know what I mean?
This is exactly what happens, man. And people fuck up numbers. Can I curse? They fuck up numbers,
You can
right?
swear.
They fuck up numbers. They fuck up. I've been cursing the whole time. Like, can I swear?
Can I swear now?
I'm a real nice guy. They fuck up everything. People fuck up. So, but when a doctor fucks up, you pay the price, right? And I'm not saying they can't fuck up or whatever, but I'm saying there's no safety net, especially for this problem. There's no safety net.
Bro, I wish you saw the movie The Joker. I just watched it. This is like it. This is fuck. I
What's
wish
his name?
you-
Just called me. Jay Freeborn was like, "Yo, brought me up like that. Please welcome the Black Joker."
Yeah, that's like not based on this most recent movie. Like the whole spin on this most recent movie is a testament to the shitty mental health system.
Buddy.
That's what I'm saying. What you're saying right now, when
This
you
is on the
watch-
lowest
when-
level.
When you watch the Joker, you're gonna be like, "Fuck!" If I just watched like everything you're saying right now, it's almost as
They
if
treat you.
you were involved with directing it because it's
treat you like-
directed in a way to give you very insightful experiences as to why
Yeah.
the system is fucked
Yeah.
and why it sends people with mental health issues out the door.
it's suddenly spiraling, and you try to deal with it on your own.
Yeah, they
right?
seem to be like the bottom of the totem pole for like budget considerations.
And you know what? It's funny because like this lady was just immediately done with me, the doctor, when I saw her waited 3.5 hours, right?
You just sat there. And
Now, other
and
hospitals were fine, but this hospital specifically was not. Now, they thought I was lying.
do they deal with the most aggressive crackhead?
They
This was-
got to, man. They're at Bathurst and, what is it? Bathurst
Near
and-
Regent Park?
And Dundas?
This is the one near Regent Park?
No, it's on the west end, west.
West End. Ooh, no, I'm kidding.
Bathurst
West is fine.
There's areas of it, but anyways, they've seen it all or whatever, so it's not.
she wrote
I
you
wasn't,
off.
I didn't. She wrote me off in the beginning, but you know what? It's up to her to see if I'm lying or not, and sometimes I have lied.
Yeah.
But it's because of the hole that in the system that I've. That's why I take advantage of it. You know, that's why sometimes you have to, because it's like, bro, you know how many times the doctor is not putting the right prescription and you can't contact them. And then the pharmacy doesn't get the script. You
there's
can't
walls.
contact. It's too
Yeah,
late
there's walls.
now.
Yeah, there's
so now you
walls.
got to go to the hospital. You go to the hospital and there's no proof. They don't.
No one speaks. No departments have communication. So
No,
it's like
there's zero between them.
You're like, I spoke to 4 levels. They're like, well, it's
They're all on their own, and then these doctors, they're fed up or whatever. And man, I'm just glad I got it. But you know what? It was like 4.5 hours, and I could have been they could have thrown me out. The lady was doing everything under her thumb to try to get me the hell out of there. And I'm just
that
like,
pisses me
I
off
work
so much.
I
Did
do
she
all
have
this
pictures
stuff.
of kids like in picture frames on her desk? Was she a mother or was she barren?
No, she has
she
to
look
be
barren? Did she
somebody
seem barren?
upset. Her family life is terrible.
Yeah, you could tell.
Disarray because
Yeah.
of how angry was she. I don't know what's wrong with
You
her.
bring
I
that
don't know.
down. Imagine dealing with addicts right at the last point of like teetering on the fence of like,
Yeah.
this is a place to get more. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I
absolutely.
totally get.
I get why.
But like you gotta give someone an opportunity to make a first impression. You can't just write them off because they're in this fucking room.
If you're biased immediately, and if you're in a power, this is overall. If you're in a power position, and you have some sort of bias, how are you? And you got to live in that world, and now you're the kind of guy that lives between the lines. Like you'll live like on one side of the line, like the good side.
I hate.
Then you will never make it
I
anywhere.
hate that.
Because
I hate
people's
that.
bias or prejudice, and I'm not saying any of that, but I'm saying like even just being a person in a power position who deals with fuckery all the time,
Dude.
This is why cops are this way. This is why people in these strong roles where they can make a fucking mover like this.
When
They're
I-
cunts.
When I applied, when I went to work in the States and I needed to get a visa, you have to go to a port of entry to apply for your visa. That's either a airport entering the country or a border. In my case, Detroit's the closest for us. So I go to the Detroit border to apply for this visa. Now, there's a Department of Homeland Security office, a DHS office, and everybody behind there that has the power to approve visas is, for the most part, a motherfucking cunt. A cunt.
Of
and
course.
it's the type of places where it's like you're sitting there with your number for hours and hours. You're holding your degree. You're holding all the
Your degree.
Your degree.
And see, you have credibility
You need
at least.
They won't. They don't let you bring a picture or a scan. You have to physically bring. There's people there with their fucking
Plaques.
frames.
Jesus.
No, framed degrees. They're
Framed
holding
degrees.
it. Framed degrees. They're holding them, and they make. And all of the Department of Homeland Security officers, they make a point of making sure they walk as slow as possible.
What kind of wood is that around the degree?
No, when they walk behind the counter, like their counter,
Yeah, no, yeah.
whenever they have to walk anywhere, they make an effort of like making everyone know that this is we're controlling the pace here.
Very power heavy.
So listen to
That's
this.
heavy.
So I got a job in the States called program manager. And I went to apply for it myself. I got rejected.
Wow.
They denied me. I had to hire a lawyer, and the lawyer told me this.
Wait,
I had to
what?
hire a lawyer.
To get a job, you hire a
I had
lawyer.
to hire a lawyer to get the visa. I already got the job.
Okay.
Right?
I get it. Yeah.
This lawyer, he tells me the reason they got rejected is because they had the word manager in it. This motherfuckers, these office people, they will reject you just on the basis that the word manager is in it because they're of the mindset, you're not coming in here and managing Americans. So I had to change the position title from program manager to program engineer, and I got approved.
Okay.
And I got approved. And the guy
I
who's
get that.
and the guy who's at the table, like being like, what do you do? And like and you have to
Overseeing.
describe your role and all this stuff. He's
Yeah.
just a regular dude. It's not
just a
some
dude.
dude who has an expertise. He's just some dude who watched Breaking Bad all last
Just
night.
saw the El
You know what I
Camino,
mean?
yeah.
Exactly. Like he literally was tanking, like he was marathoning Breaking Bad. He woke up real quick, put on his fucking DHS, like.
It's that uniform.
Yeah, and then he's just like,
power.
"What is this? What nanotechnology engineering?" So, this doesn't. What does this have to do with program engineering? They'll ask you that.
Wow.
Like, well, the program is the project, sir, and so you have to add "sir" every
But
3
see
words.
how you
have
are
to-
now? This immediately puts you in a
a low position.
you're
Looking up.
trying to get up.
It's the exact same thing
And
as
it's
you
like
being
I
like,
need you,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
impress me. And that's sad.
hate
because that
those
makes
positions.
you lose your that can make you shaky.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
And if you got a mental issue,
Yeah.
No wonder everybody's. I can't believe it's not happening in Toronto. I can't believe that terrorism hasn't happened in Toronto. It blows my mind that the CN Tower is still standing up straight. Just by the fact that all the crazy people out there and the fuckery of the mental shit. Bro, get ready.
As your eyes were batting, you're like, should I have said that? Was that
I know, right?
You know,
I gotta go with it now, motherfucker.
You're like, was that too extreme of an example? Just keep going. Just power through it. Just power through
I'm just
this.
saying, man. Like I love Toronto, and I love.
It's fucking Mike.
But I have to say this, man. Like it is my fault. You know what?
What? Because you had a previous addiction?
Because I have an
That makes it
addiction.
your fault? No, that
I
doesn't
mean,
make it your fault, man.
It's my fault that I'm here.
Can't you end up there because you got addicted to pain pills that you were prescribed after back surgery? Can't you end up in that same place? Then why the fuck? It's not your fault. You can't think of it like that. You could have ended up there for perfectly legitimate reasons.
I did break my foot once, and I loved.
Yes, but you were
Percocets.
doing crack before that.
I ended up buying a motorcycle and what do you call it? A snowmobile. I bought a snowmobile on Percocets. After I broke my foot, something fell on my foot.
Please tell me the entire story here. This was
okay.
during the crane days. So Ezra is a crane operator. At night, he's a comedian, one of the funniest in Toronto, moving up the ranks, making moves. But during the day, this motherfucker operates cranes. Sometimes when I walk by a crane in Toronto, I just look at up.
Yeah, go to Richmond into Victoria. Is
that where you're at right now? Richmond, Victoria?
Yeah.
I'm never there.
It's great. I refuse to go. Okay, so I was so young, man. I was 17, got into the crane business because my next door neighbor was this big,
Crane
project manager dude.
Yeah.
And me and him, we hit it off, and I took his kids out skateboarding and snowboarding, whatever, and he hooks me up with a job. I pass whatever. I get in the cranes, and I'm working for 2 or 3 years, and you're in the yard, right, before you get a seat, right?
You're in the yard before you get a seat.
Yeah,
that means
you're
you
in
have
the
to work
yard.
labor.
That means you have to work on crane, like tower sections, stuff like that. They have a yard where all the cranes that are up in Toronto, they go down and they lay them down on the ground, and you work on them and get them ready to
Horizontal.
go back up. Yeah, horizontal, right?
Is it? Do you do it like in a football field or where?
It's pretty much something like that, like a big field in like Bolton.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, and so we're there, and one morning, it's like 6 a.m. I'm trying to get everything done. You know how you are. You got your coffee. You're looking edgy. You're like, yeah, let's do this.
Yeah.
And I was smashing this pin out of the crane section, and there's this big pin right there, and it won't go. Okay.
It won't go
we
in.
got a mini crane, a mobile crane hooked up to this tower section. Right. There's 2 sections hooked together with these pins, and you hit them out. You hit them out with a sledgehammer.
Okay.
Right? And I was doing that, and I did them to all the sections. You put wood underneath them.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
I put wood under one side.
So they weren't lined up. There was a lot of friction.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I hit the top pins off and the other side pin off, and this one pin, the last pin holding the section together, had all this pressure on it because only one side had wood on it. I'm smashing it, and my foot is just underneath the whole thing. The whole thing. I'm talking like this thing weighs, I don't know math, but this thing is like 5,000. This thing could be 10,000, 50,000 pounds. We don't know. It's heavy as fuck. This little thing will take your foot off, bro. Okay? And so I was smashing the shit out of this pin, and it won't go. Do I look around to see anything? To see what's the problem? No. I'm young. I'm like 17. I just keep hitting it and hitting it. And it's hard as fuck. I hit it for half an hour. And this thing lets go and lands right on my foot. And luckily, I moved my foot just a little bit, and it landed on this part that would give way.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have no foot. You called me 1 foot Ezra, 1 testicle Ezra.
It
This guy has less feet than he has balls. That's what you say. He's got more hats than he does feet. And he's got 1 hat. So
Like you've written on this topic. You had a coffee shop right before this. More feet than balls. This is good. This is good. And I'll wear 1 hat and I'll do a hat thing.
half a hat.
It'll all work.
Half a hat, half a balls. Yeah.
Were you rushed off the scene? Was it shattered? What happened?
It sat on my foot. Luckily, it wasn't the massive structure. There's this thing that's like a square and it's heavy as fuck. It holds all the weight. There's this other thing. It's a thin piece of metal, and it kind of like wraps around your and gives. So
Okay.
that was on my foot.
Thank God, huh?
Yeah, and they had to unhook the crane, swing it over, hook up. That was about a
Oh,
minute.
they had to lift it off of you with the crane.
Yeah, they couldn't do it.
Wow, so
yeah.
the thing that fell on you
just,
was pure serendipity. It's like like literally a section that would allow you to keep
Yes.
your foot. That's crazy.
Yes,
This
just
thing,
a
you couldn't even push it
tiniest
off.
section. No,
They need
you couldn't
to-
put nothing off.
That's-
I'm standing.
You're
like,
so fucking lucky, man.
screaming my head off, screaming, bro. Like I've never screamed.
So
like,
it hurt
in
a lot
pain.
too.
Yeah, it was like landed on my foot, and I couldn't control my voice anymore.
Okay.
And it was
Wow.
It was like
Adrenaline.
yeah, it was pure. The loudest I've ever screamed out of pain. I've never screamed any louder. Anyways, like, so they had to took them like 2 minutes to get this crane over. It's slow. It's rolling. It's rolling. I'm like, come on. You
By the
know?
end, you're like, Jesus, hurry
I
up.
said,
Yeah.
God. And then fucking they come over, they lift it up, and blah, blah, blah. I have a foot, but I was prescribed Percocets. That was the first time I ever had those Percocets, man.
17.
That was the first time. It was like, yeah, and man, were they good. And then I went and bought a snowmobile the next week for $5,000. I never rode it once. Sold it for $2.
You sold it for
Lost,
two?
yeah. Pure straight addict moves.
Were you for a week online looking at snowmobiles, or would you
No,
Kijiji? Did you go into a store? Please tell me more.
I
You
drove-
have
I
one
had-
broken foot.
I had-
How did you buy
I
it?
had a girlfriend at the time. She was so manja cake, okay?
What does that mean?
You know manja cake?
No.
You know manja cake? All right. You know manja cakes are like pure Quakers, like Quaker oats.
Did she like
Whites.
oatmeal? Oh, okay.
What, does she like oatmeal? She was the girl that walked into those bears' houses in that story.
Oh, okay. She was Aryan.
Pure Aryan. So anyway, she had a family.
Eugenics. Sorry, keep going.
She had a family in Sutton or Keswick or something.
Yeah,
and
some fucked up place.
Mutton or Sutton. Anyways, they're
Wherever you are in the
greatest
world listening
people.
to this, just think of the most fucked up neighboring towns and just
Whitest,
assume it's that.
poorest neighborhood ever. The trailers for houses. And anyways, cool people, best people in the world, love them all. Slightly racist, but they loved me. Anyways, I went over there and I saw they had all these fucking snowmobiles, and you know, as we're driving back to the home on the way, I just impulsively said, I'm gonna buy a snowmobile now. And then we just went in. It was literally
To a
from her
snowmobile
home
dealership.
to my home. There was a snowmobile dealership, and I went into that one. That's how, you know what? These are the moves. This is how I think. This is how I do. I don't know if you're that impulsive.
Definitely not.
I don't research things. You
I'm
know,
way below that, bro. I wouldn't do that with a motorcycle. On a motorcycle, you can at least go on the road with it. So,
Yeah.
so what? Do they deliver it to your house? Do you
No,
ride
just-
off with it?
you
What?
just pick it up. There's nothing interesting, but I picked it up. I brought it to my house. It sat there for 5 years.
5 full years?
Yeah.
Never, not even one winter. You turned it on.
I didn't do anything. I didn't
5
do
years,
anything with it.
brand new.
But this is the decision made out of pure Percocets.
Percocet
This is what I'm
drive.
saying. Like, and that's like, and it was great. It was the greatest thing ever. But like, opiates are crazy, man, and they're out there and they're fucking taking over. All right, like fentanyl and carfentanil, all this
DJ
shit.
Khaled.
So DJ, what is this thing?
Take it over. we take
we
it
the
over.
best.
Yeah.
We're the worst. So
It's a major crisis in the States, man. But in the States, doctors will
Here too,
prescribe you
man.
on
Here.
every. Yeah, but they.
Here too.
Man, when I was in Tennessee, dude, everybody, especially it's big with the chicks.
T-Dot.
Chicks.
Yeah, Tennessee, yeah.
Man, all the chicks have pill problems. Like, it's like so many people have pill problems. Oh, and it was funny in the South, too. So many people have DUIs. It's very normal to have, like, DUIs because it's, like, a night in, like, county jail. And it's like I knew so many people that had multiple DUIs. It's like, here it'll ruin you right away.
Yeah, immediately.
You're fucked.
Yeah.
There they
Queen
give you the
queen-
chance to show that, you know what I mean? You
Queen
can
don't play, man.
you can figure it out, right?
Over there, they got a crazy. They got the best. I love America. I love America. You know what I mean? I don't know I lived
I
there
also
for,
enjoyed the States. Nashville, that's the shit.
I love everything about America. I love and the best thing about loving America is being in Toronto and loving America from here, because
Yeah, from a distance,
yeah,
right?
just from
Man,
a little
it looks
distance.
yeah,
Just a tiny
Yeah.
bit, you know.
You're right.
And we got
It's a great vantage point.
Yeah, it's great.
We can move in and get in on any little like.
and you're not a part of it. You're not exactly part of it, so you can make fun of it and fucking hate on them all you want, you know, or you can love them all you want too, you know.
Yeah.
But I live in California, man. California was great. It was great, but the system here is crazy. So that was my day. I don't know. Fucking everybody went to see Joker. Okay, I love
I just watched it
Joaquin
yesterday.
Phoenix.
God. He does, man. Joaquin Phoenix, bro. Every role he does, half the role is that fucked up shoulder blade he has.
Bro.
that carries half his roles, bro.
He's
This
the
director
king.
was just zooming in on that shoulder blade, like, look at him.
Yeah.
Look at how the system let him down. Look at the shoulder blade.
He was hurt. He was hurt.
Every fucking movie,
I
man.
swear to God, he had a hair lip too. He had a hair lip, right, or a cleft lip.
Oh yeah.
He had a cleft lip,
Yeah, he
fucked
did.
up shoulder. His knees are bad. You know.
Is this all real life?
Absolutely? I mean, shit. He's fucking.
Because every role he plays is like,
It's all that.
give me a fucked up person and I'll go deep method to prepare for them.
Dude, I love Inherit.
He
I love
kills it,
all
though.
those movies. Paul Thomas Anderson with The Master. I told you to watch The
Yeah,
Master.
I watched The Master. That was
Loved that one with Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Philip Seymour Hoffman's amazing. That guy died of heroin overdose, huh?
So these are the things, man. Like I'm saying, like white people love heroin. They love it
Just across the board?
across the board. Oh, here's another thing. I was like, yo, this lady was kind of like being such a bitch to me. But I
You talking about the counter lady at the
the
hospital?
doctor lady.
Yeah.
The doctor. And
Oh, she's a doctor. I
She's a
thought she was an
doctor.
admin counter person.
no, not her. No, the doctor.
Oh, with bedside manner training?
She was terrible. Anyways, but you know, she must have been having a bad day or whatever, so I don't even care, but I just wanted my minutes. Wait, where was I going with this? Joaquin Phoenix. Oh yeah, okay, Philip Seymour Hoffman with the heroin.
Yeah, the whole heroin thing.
Yeah, so he was fucked up, wasn't he?
Yeah, man. That's why, dude, all these amazing actors, no
They got
junk, no
problems.
soul, they say, you know?
They got problems.
Kind of fucked up. How do you teeter that line, you know? Make
mean,
great shit and not
feels-
lose it?
So good. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. I haven't seen a black doctor in all of my hospital visits, and it always made me wonder why.
You haven't even seen a
I
black
haven't seen
doctor.
one black doctor. Have you seen a black doctor?
I've seen black doctors, yeah. I know
Have
black
you?
doctors, yeah.
Where? Have you seen?
You know, in like a Disney movie. In the Disney hospital,
I've never
there's
seen one in real life.
Mexicans and Asians and well, of course, there's Asians everywhere for sure. Asian doctors, bro. I want
Oh,
the Asian
yeah.
doctor.
Yeah,
Give
I
me
want-
the Asian doctor for
I
sure,
want the Asian doctor.
without a doubt. Give me that Asian doctor. Yo, listen. So I was on this show. I was doing background for some Netflix 2020 show coming out. It's called Jupiter's Legacy.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I don't even know if I can drop this, but I don't
CBC.
think I don't think this has enough reach to get me into shit. But anyways, so
Ah.
I'm dressed up as like we're like 30s pirates, and we're just sitting. We're not gonna be used. There's
30s
bro. Being background is the motherfucking worst. It's an 8-hour day. They change us into literally 100-year-old clothes that are truly like stinky and almost 100 years old. Literally,
really 100.
literally. And we're just sitting there on foldable chairs immediately outside a giant warehouse that has like a fake environment for us to be in. But they told us 2 hours into our 9-hour day, they're like, it's probably 96% chance you won't be used today. All right.
Wow.
You know, just hang out and just sit tight.
Background.
And then they just fuck up. And we just literally sat on those chairs. Bro, so the dude next to me, he's a old Croatian man, 55. Interesting dude, okay? They hired him to look like a 30s sailor. Like he looks like Eastern European and worldly.
okay.
And I started talking to him. He spent 5 years in the 80s as a merchant sailor sailing the entire world.
Oh, fuck
Okay,
him.
yo,
No,
sailing
he
the
didn't.
yeah, dude, yeah, imagine as if he made the whole thing up. Yo, he spent 5 years sailing the whole world, right?
Oh my God.
He went to 20 African countries and all this. I'm not like trying to say like, oh, he lived way better than this. I'm just saying he went to all these places and they would always have the same like plan. They would hit a new port, get out, and hit the bars and try to get the women. Because sometimes he said Australia to Africa, they were 30 days at sea.
30
without seeing land. So it's like sometimes you don't see land for a while, and then you land, and they're like trying to meet all the local women, right? So I ask him, I'm like, what's the most? You've been all over the world multiple times, right? I'm like, Bermuda Triangle. He's like, oh, it's fine. Apparently there's a fucked up sea right outside of France that he's like, one time he said it's called the shipyard, graveyard for ships. And he said one time he saw like these sailors like nearby right before they started crossing this channel. They were crying on the deck.
No.
Sailors were visibly crying because they thought they were going to die. The sea state was so fucked up. But I asked him, out of all the countries, out of all the places you've been in the world, what's the most dangerous place you ever been to? You know what he says? Chicago.
Chicago? That's crazy.
He's like, it's the only place we were ever advised not to leave the ship.
Wow.
And they left the ship anyway, so he says he'll never forget it. He said,
They left the ship.
this
Chicago,
sounds ridiculous.
Does it even have an ocean?
This sounds, yeah, you can access. I swear, I Google mapped this just to confirm. You know what I mean? I actually looked. It connects, dude.
Yeah.
Yo,
Lake Michigan. I don't know.
He said they got off the ship and they actually saw a guy open a hood and start stealing from an engine bay.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's probably, international waters? I mean, I can imagine what's happening there. The clock is fucked.
Well, it's Chicago.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess.
International waters. No, in Chicago, dude. In Chicago, they got off the ship and there's people robbing
the ship
components
right
out of an engine bay. And he said they saw a bike connected to a pole.
Go-getters.
They saw a bike connected to a pole, and when they came back from the bar, the bike was just the frame. The same night, bro. The same night.
Of course.
The same night.
You know, I say go rob and steal and do whatever you gotta do to survive, man. That place, Chicago, that's what makes Chicago great. I've never been to Chicago.
You've never been to Chicago?
No, but
I've been, but I obviously didn't go to the wrong area. So I guess I did it right, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't see any of that shit. It just looked like a sick city, but motherfuckers are dying there constantly.
I gotta say something, big background. Worst fucking thing to do.
You've done background?
For anything. Is background. Yeah, I did it. I said, I'll never do this again. I do not give a fuck.
There's no respect.
What the hell is wrong with people?
There's no respect.
Why would you do that to
They
yourself?
treat you like a refugee, bro. You stand in a long line to eat. They address you as a group. They're like, all right, background. You know what I mean?
Dude, yeah.
No
you
eye
walk up, they
contact.
shit
No one
on
knows
you.
your name. And they'll tell you, like, you're gonna be sitting today kind of thing.
Yeah. This is the worst. You go to do background and they don't even use you. Like, that's what you said. They don't even use you. So you're not even good enough to be the background character.
Bro, it's not
in
even
a fake ass movie that's never gonna be seen.
They don't they don't conceal
What?
it. They don't give you the hope that you might possibly be used. They'll tell you very early on in the day that it's almost certain that you're not going to be used. So it's kind of been like, hey, for these next 7 hours, just know that there's no hope of you doing the reason you're dressed up in those 100-year clothes.
Yeah.
Keep sitting there uncomfortable. And
And you're always used for some kind of like role.
you can't get into a book or anything because motherfuckers just lean in and just like this. Oh, here's the thing about background that's the worst. Okay,
You're
dude,
black.
Sometimes
you gotta make up the black background. Of
literally, the group of people I was with, one of them was this super like deep level actor who does background for extra money. So, bro, we would just be sitting, and at sometimes we're just sitting. Everyone's finally fucking off and doing their own thing, headphones, whatever. This guy comes in from the craft services truck, and he starts going to singing and monologue. He goes, "He's a man, he's a lada, la da 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 da," and he's like performing in front of us. And some of the other people are like. And then at the end, they applauded. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like olden times, how like you would entertain yourself in like a super like dismal scenario. Like if you're all gonna be hung in like 12 hours. One of them was like, cheer up, guys. We don't have to go down like this. La 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 la.
Just singing your fucking blues away. That's so weird. That's very delusional type shit. I mean, the only people I think background is made out of are people that just started doing stuff like that in entertainment and just needed money. But like, I hate it when these actors, they're like actors, and they say, I'm doing it for the money. You could be doing a whole lot of other stuff. You don't have to do background. I mean, I got a friend, Drew, all right, and he does background. And I think he fucked himself, right? Because he got into the union.
Yeah.
He got into the fucking union as an actor, or as a background actor.
Yeah, actor. Yeah.
And you can't switch.
No.
You can't switch and do principal roles.
Yeah, you can.
Can you?
Yeah, you can for sure. The union covers whatever you are, but whatever you are, it's all under the same umbrella.
But when you get in only as background, you can't do principal.
I don't know what the fuck he
See,
did.
this is what I'm saying. If you get
I went in as principal, and I'm doing background on the.
See, okay, so
back end.
that you can do that, but I don't think you can get in as background.
I'm sure you
and
can.
do principal.
Because that would make sense. I'd be like, sorry, 5 years ago you came in as background. You'll never be a leading man. You know what I mean? Like, that can't be the case, bro. You know? Sorry you stood in as a high school student 8 years ago for 5 minutes. You have no future in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Or fucking Toronto would, whatever it is. There's no way, bro. There has to be a way. There has to be a way, right?
And
You can't change from
There you
in front of the camera to behind the camera because it's technically a different union. So if you were originally
That's not true, though. I do background work and I do principal work, and it's all ACTRA. It's all like in LA,
that's
it's all
not what I'm
SAG.
saying. That's not what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
You can't go from
background.
a background to like the production crew. You can't get like a job as like
gotcha.
on set doing other stuff. Like ACTRA is like you have
the
to
talent.
Exactly,
Yeah.
talent only. I think
Yeah.
once that it's like the only thing they could do is maybe charge you more.
And it might not even be for the talent only. I don't even 100%
no, ACTRA,
know
ACTRA
these things.
definitely only represents.
The crew is not represented under that union. They
it's,
have
it's a different thing because there's different unions for
Film
gaffers
workers-
and
film workers
and
union or
cameramen
something
as
like that.
well. Yeah,
Gotcha.
And then there's also a different union for lighting people, which is like it's an international union. And it's not just to do with film; it's to do with like professional
IoT.
lighting.
The
and
union
lighting
is an
generators
interesting
and
thing,
shit.
man. It like
It is.
inspires you to not at all
Thanks.
hustle or like do anything, do any excess. It
Yeah.
it
You're independent.
deters you from doing any excess. Like you do
You're not
only what
independent.
do you do only what you're supposed to do. But you get some weird benefits, dude. That thing I did Thursday, at the end of the night, they come to us, 9 hours, not used. We're sitting on a folding chair. They go, you're wrapped. And as for you, they point to me. They go, you're canceled for tomorrow. So it was supposed to be 2 days work.
Yeah.
So they're like, they filled out a voucher. So I get paid for the whole other day because you confirm both days. That's some union shit. You know what I mean?
Wow,
Like you get paid. That's some union shit.
Yeah, they
Which
don't-
is sick. I can't fucking complain about
can't
that. So I got
complain.
paid for 2 days.
I can't.
It reminds me of military almost.
I just never wanted to ever do background again.
Oh, dude, it's a nightmare, man. There's zero control.
You know, also like fucking, I have this crane operating job. It gives me so much fucking money that why would I'm so not used to being spoken to like that. It's like I don't fucking need your money. I make $100,000 a year. Fuck you, you know, which is also not that good to do because you gotta see my whole thing is sometimes you gotta be a bitch. Sometimes you have to be the bitch.
Yes.
In the situation.
If it takes you down the route that you want to progress in, you know what I mean?
Isn't that
if
sad?
if you
Like, what
if
is
you
that?
if you don't want to be an actor, if you don't want to get into acting, there's no fucking and you don't care for the money. What the fuck are you doing background work for? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not helping your comedy career by doing background gigs
Yeah.
and being on set. That's not helping you shit.
No,
you know
but
what I
like,
mean? It's
even
for money.
For money.
Or if you love being on set, if you're trying to get into the acting industry so much. In my case, it's for money.
If you're trying to get into the acting industry, why don't you suck someone's dick or
Because they
learn
already
to
took
act?
Weinstein down, bro.
Learn to act.
They already took the motherfucker
Jerry
down.
Seinfeld.
The worst actor, by the way. If you watch Seinfeld, what do you mean he didn't do it? And then he's like half laughing.
Looks like he would play a great pelican.
Oh, without a doubt, man.
Good movie. He would play the pelican. Go, seagull! No!
I feel like that was already a role he's done.
Was it?
It sounds so good. Like it makes so much sense. I'm like, is that real or did my
gotta
memory
be it.
fill in the gaps?
Yeah.
Like that's definitely a movie from 2011.
He would play a car in the movie Cars.
He did play. Yeah, he'd be the Porsche being
Get the
like,
fuck! He did.
I won't go on stage until they're off or something like that.
What?
It's my show. I don't know. Like
It's
he's
my
not even a
show.
dick. He's actually like.
He's kind of an
He's a
asshole.
super. No,
He's
that's
a
his
big
exact
asshole.
time. No, assholes in comedy
No,
They
I
will
love Jerry.
do a guest spot and run their time like crazy. That's an asshole. If you come in and they say do 10 and you do 10 and you dip, that's
Okay,
you're not an asshole.
is this okay? Tell me in conversation. Is this being an asshole? Say somebody says something and it's wrong, right? And you go, "That's wrong." Are you an asshole or?
Depends on what it is. You know what I mean? If
Yeah,
it's
like,
they're
if
like saying
it's
it's raining right now and it's not, you can be like, that's wrong.
But people sometimes.
Yeah.
They think that you saying you like not what is it? Not
if
defending
you say
a point. You're not
I don't hit my
defending them.
kids, but I feel like there's no issue with being tugging them aggressively if they do something wrong in a way that's like controlled, and you
Yeah.
go, that's wrong. They're like, fuck you, asshole. You know what I mean?
I just think that people sometimes think that because you disagree with them, you're an asshole.
Yeah, because
That's not it.
they're around people who just yes, and like
So
the,
this is
the
my
same echo
fucking
chamber
problem.
all the time. You know, they're just like, yeah, oh yeah, and then oh yeah, and then it was like, oh yeah, you know.
The lady-
no one's ever like,
that's
no,
what it
that's
was.
bullshit.
The lady thought she was saying wrong information. This doctor lady, she was saying some wrong things. She was like, he says this happens all the time, and you fuck up the dose, and you guys screw up scripts. And I'm like, I didn't say that. All I said was that the scripts never get faxed properly, and nobody receives them. And I was having so she messed up some information. I disagree with her. She told me that I'm getting angry and hostile.
Because you know what?
I'm just disagreeing with you. How am I an asshole?
Because that's the angle for her to exit out of that situation. Think of where she works. She's almost setting up her alibi to exit out of that like scenario completely. Sir, I feel that you're being overly aggressive in this
okay.
moment,
I get
and if you don't stop after being explicitly warned, as I am doing so right
Yeah.
now, then you'll be asked to leave. You know what I mean? Like that kind of
Yeah.
shit.
I'm just
Like she's building a case in that
Disagree.
moment. Like you're like, I'm not. I
People
realize
are
you have
too
full
weak.
authority, but I'm not being angry.
people are weak. They don't like hearing fucking
What a
things
bitch.
that are negative, that not negative, but that disagree with you. People even in conversation are so used to agreeing. It's like just disagree
like you're
for
fighting.
the fuck of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just disagree. It's fun, you know? Like you like the Joker movie? Fuck Joaquin Phoenix. I think he's a dick.
He's not good.
He's a terrible person.
Yeah,
I
I
watched
get-
his interview on Popcorn. No.
His shoulder blade's fucked up. I get it.
Can you imagine doing
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I get it. Stop zooming in on that fucked up shoulder blade. The next 6 movies you see Joaquin Phoenix in, they're gonna show
You're
his
a quirky
his left.
actor.
Yeah,
Yo,
right?
a method. A method.
What did he get
What
into a
method
motorcycle
did you
accident?
use? Fuck up elbow
Yeah,
method?
yeah, right. Motorcycle T-bone.
What
That's
did
his
you do?
method.
Get hit by a car method? What's your method?
This,
Whoa.
I was thinking
Oh
of this
my
doctor. She's such a bitch. Like when you say stuff like, "It's not getting facts." She's like, hey, "You were probably just high."
Yeah.
You're like, "You fucking."
God, what were you shooting heroin while it was faxing? What did you shoot heroin into your dick? Why are you talking about my dick?
Miss, this is a program that's afforded to me, and I've been sitting here 3.5 hours smiling, and I'm still smiling talking to you, and you're saying now I'm mad, and
Yeah.
and I am getting mad,
The truth.
and withdrawal is
Cut
kicking
him
in.
She made fun of my left nut being gone. This is where I pulled a cancer card. I'm like, you know what?
She made
I had
fun of it?
Cancer. No, I wanted to make a bit about her making fun of my nut, but
You're workshopping shit right now.
yeah, of course. The hell else is this?
Did you bring up that your nut's gone? Ezra had
No, but I
cancer and
brought-
lost a nut.
Yeah,
just as this was all told in episode 1.
Yeah, a disclaimer. I told her, I was like, when things weren't going my way, you know, Shameless. You
The
know,
show?
The show. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know Frank from Shameless.
That's the old alcoholic?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the guy you want to be. That's the type of mentality you want to have. Like you want to be able to take.
Because he leaches
You
the
take
system,
from
right?
He leeches the
Yeah.
system.
And gives just enough so he can continue taking.
Yeah.
Right?
You just yes. This is capital. This is taking for your own good, right? Anyways, I'm not saying leech the system. I'm just saying you gotta have this kind of thing because the system will fail you. And when it does, you'll be like, oh, I don't know. You know? Well, fucking Grandpa Ezra told you. Leech it.
That's why I haven't paid my taxes in 7 years. They just rush in right now. Got him.
Fucking same
We got him. Right?
And
Yo,
then-
we look outside. There's a flower delivery truck.
If anybody tells me to move, like anybody who tells you to move out of your spot because they don't want to walk around you,
Dude, that is a
I'm gonna
security
take
guard
it.
that is so bored, and he's such security. That's such a bouncer. That guy works the days at the hospital and nights at like the club
Yeah.
for sure.
but what are you going to do? This is how I see a lot of people. This is exactly the type of behavior that I see. Like a lot of people, this is why they get shot.
I bet if you didn't move, he would have just yelled out.
Shot.
If you didn't move, he would have just yelled out, "Sir, calm down,
Yes.
sir," and then just attack you.
Sir, calm down.
Sir, you're being angry.
I'm calm. It's just like, stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
Stop resisting.
Yeah.
That's
stop
some
resisting.
scary. That's some like scary like getting pulled over shit. You know
I'm
what
like,
I mean?
I'm not resisting. So what the fuck? This is why people. This is exactly what happens. I know why the world works like the way it is. People wonder why it's fucked up like it is. It makes perfect sense. It doesn't not make sense why everything is shit. Nobody cares enough to do just enough.
Yeah.
To get themselves by, and everything else by the day.
That's the union mentality. That's the union motto,
saying
baby.
it, yes,
Do just enough to get
unions.
the day going. You know,
the unions, right?
bro.
It's the
My
unions,
my
man.
friend used to work for a automotive plant that was union.
Yeah.
And he was an intern engineer.
Yeah.
And if he got into any sort of issue with a union worker, his boss would be like, I can't help you. His boss would be like, I can't even back you. Like the union, like people don't give a
he
fuck.
got into an argument
you
with
have
a
so much job security
client?
in the union. You have so much job security in the union. I can be an intern engineer, be like, hey, one of the gauges I just saw, I think it's in the danger section. I think the standard operating procedure says that a maintenance engineer needs to check it if it goes in that way, and they'll be like, that's not part of my job at all.
Yes.
Fuck off. Tell
People
somebody
not
that.
doing their
and then
jobs.
you can't say shit because that's the union. You know what I mean?
What are you gonna? You can't say shit, and you can't like if you're
They
there.
compartmentalize
every day,
duty and they go, this box is what I'm responsible for. Everything outside that box, fuck you.
Yeah, it's about doing.
And that's how everybody ends up like this
the
fucking
least
doctor
amount.
chick.
And but it also she furthers the system, the hole in the system. There's a hole in the system because there's a lack of care. There's a lack of care because everybody's just doing just enough. Because of that, that hole makes their lives miserable because they don't realize the effect that hole, people like me come in that hole. And I'm sitting in the hole, you know, like, fill me up, bitch. And then she's like, no. And I'm like, what you gonna do about it, you know? And then I am doing some heroin or something.
You lost me
like
on the
that.
whole analogy.
And then
because-
all of a sudden, I'm robbing your house
Yeah,
for
right?
crack money.
Yeah, right. In the middle of the night, you have a gun to your head. You had the fucking chance. Now I'm angry, bitch. Now I'm angry.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
you
God.
had your fucking chance.
Susan.
Get out of my way.
Yeah, right.
Get
Yeah,
out of
right.
my way.
Oh, oh man, you gotta watch Joker, bro. Yo, I told you
Yes.
I gotta run off. I'm gonna be late for this show.
Thank you for
yo,
having me on the random. Thank you for
Please
coming back.
plug what you
I just-
plug, my friend. Plug.
Renegade Show, the Corner East, man. Every Wednesday, 8 and 10. Thursdays, Banana Show, 8 and 10.
These are
Corner
all the
East.
Corner Comedy Club
Corner Comedy
East in
Clubs.
Toronto on Wednesdays, 8 and 10 show.
Yeah.
You do resident spots there as well as pretty much the Corner East Comedy Club in Toronto. If you're there, you're gonna see motherfucking
Yes,
Ezra there.
fuck yeah. And we're going to be coming out with a lot more stuff, a lot more content. Just look forward to that new podcast and everything. So I'll let you know. I'll be back.
You're gonna have me on, bro?
Yes, oh yeah, man.
Without a doubt, bro.
Absolutely, bro. We're going to get it done. We're going to hear some more craziness.
You know God is great, right?
God is Allah, and Allah is God. Heaven is here, and we will be there now. Okay?
Defeat or be defeated.
Yes.
And I intend to defeat. Oh, sorry. Destroy or be destroyed.
Yes.
And I intend to destroy any other questions.
Hat on, hat off. That's what it's about.
Okay, if you're listening on podcast, on Apple, iTunes, sorry, as always, please give us 5 stars and tell your friends about the Immigrant section. Let's grow this motherfucker, all right? Let's grow this motherfucker. Thanks so much for listening. Peace.
King.